This will be our walk around and cold start video of our 1964 Buick Wildcat convertible. It has been with its current owner in his collection for the last 10 years, since 2013. It's a very warm story that goes with the car. Our owner actually had a similar car that we have shown in the pictures, and it actually belonged to his grandfather, and his grandfather eventually gave it to him, and he kept it for many years. It was his high school, college, and post-college car. Eventually ended up selling it with education and traveling necessitating that he part with it, and first opportunity he got to pick up another one, he did. Not the same color, but same year, same general overall make, model, etc. So has had a very special place in his heart over the years. So obviously we have the top down. We have pushed her out of her spot in the building. She is ice cold. I am going to take temp readings. We're going to open and close the hood, the trunk, the doors, just to show how seamless and perfect everything is. So showing her generally excellent condition. The badges are in place. We do have a couple of sets of wheel covers for her. So this is the current setup owner has. So we'll get a little bit closer now. As you can see from any kind of a distance, it's really just a stunning looking car. Car was repainted under previous ownership, not even specifically the previous owner, possibly the owner before him. So it was completely redone, front to back, inside and out, to a very, very high level. You'll see when we open doors, hoods, jams, everything is really done up spectacularly. There are really only a handful of flaws throughout the entire exterior and interior, and it really is very close to show car condition. So the biggest, most obvious issue is these spots in the hood, which our owner says were here and present from when he bought it. So that's been at least 10 years, and the previous owner wasn't sure how long they had been there, but as far back as he can remember. So that is really the worst of it there, and I'm going around so that you can see. It's about 8 different spots, possibly 9, that are just on the surface, and really it looks like raindrops, but it is indeed bubbling up. So this is really the worst of it. The rest of the car is absolutely immaculate. You can look down sides, front and back, to see it's just a showstopper. Only small ding that I can see on the entire car is a very, very shallow one, and it's hard to get. It's just above my finger there. You can see if I move the camera around a little bit, it is just barely visible. Everything else really, it's just about laser straight. Handful of tiny chips that may or may not show up. But again, looking down either side, paint quality is really just spectacular. You'd be hard pressed to find any faults in it at all. Here we will look down the car. And this side is absolutely immaculate. No dings, no dents. Looking down the other way, it's the same. Here's up close. Bright work is generally very, very good. I would say it is excellent, but there are a couple of tiny spots that you really have to look for to find. So one of them is way down here underneath, and it is this tiny little imperfection in the chrome. And that is it for the front. And then around the rear, you see all other bright work is really, it's superb. Handles, chrome surrounds on light glass windshield frame, and the wiper arms and blades, just really excellent. Antenna, which it's a manual antenna, goes up. And I think we have a tiny spot back here. See the majority of the bumper, excellent condition. Way back here by the exhaust tip, again, another tiny little spot, which again, you have to kind of move around to see. But again, unless you're on your hands and knees, you're really not gonna see that. So again, rest of it front to back, emblems, everything is absolutely superb. Door, surround the door, it's superb. So here is our mirror. And this side's quarter glass windshield surround. It really is superb. So wheels, covers, excellent condition. Tires have not been replaced since our owner's pickup, but it is a climate controlled building, and even on the PPI they noted that there was lots of tread left, no cracks, no dry rotting whatsoever. So depending on the use, if it's going to be a parade car, if it's just going to be tooling around on Sundays, they're really just fine. So I believe I've got pictures of the tread, but just to kind of give you an idea, lots of tread front and back. These classic white walls. And again, no cracks, no dry rotting. Car is ready to enjoy. With that PPI that I mentioned, they went through it with a fine-tooth comb, only found some general wetness. But again, owner has probably only driven the car maybe 1,000 miles over the 10-year ownership. So we'll go ahead, open and close these doors just to show you how superb everything is. Get a walk around of the door jamb area. Again, interior is excellent as well. And this is untouched up, undetailed, really just kind of wipe the dust off of it. But everything smooth as silk. Door panels, all the bright work, just absolutely superb. See the reflection onto the car from the plate. Go ahead and close the door. It's fantastic. Go around to the other side, same. We do have the original radio in the parts stash. As well as a lot of original parts in their original boxes. Really just a fantastic overall package. go ahead and open the hood. We've got our release right here. It'll be tough to do one-handed. The engine bay is its own work of art, really. Outside of a full-blown museum piece, you really will not find anything this clean. So, recent battery, correct green in the block, valve covers, a lot of new parts over the years, new old stock, obviously. The bottle. So with that, show you she is cold. It's a mid-70s day here in Chicago. So just show you the ground. 80 degrees on the ground, that is the black top. So there's the exhaust manifold, there's the valve cover. So it is ambient, it's colder than it is. Engine is colder than it is outside. So one last thing I wanted to show before we cold start it is the ease with which the trunk opens. So go ahead and grab the key out of there. And I know I showed it in pictures, but again, the Emblem, it holds up perfectly on its own. Everything in the car is really working as if the car was just a handful of years old. The right key certainly would help. So we've got a previous plate. Owner says that will go with the car, so that'll be a nice little thank you to the next owner, little keepsake. Car cover will also go with the car. As you can see, it's just as nice as it presents in the pictures. Very, very clean. Extra drive shaft portion there. Perfect open and shut. So without further ado now, we'll go ahead and cold start her. Make sure we have the right key going back into the ignition. So, hasn't been run for about a week. We'll give her a pump. You might get it with the first pump, might need a second pump. Or she may just surprise us and fire right up. And foot is off the gas. And again, as I mentioned, everything is working. There is our beautiful factory tack. I believe that was rebuilt at some point. And here is our glove box compartment. Sorry, kind of hard to get with the glove. There's the front one. Rear one opens just as nicely, as long as you can get your finger under there. There's that. So we are going to go ahead and just give her a little bit of gas. Just kind of get her warmed up. Usually takes her a few minutes to kind of get rolling. And then she is really smooth as silk. The idle is absolutely fantastic. So we don't want to get the plugs fouled, so we'll go ahead and just bring those revs up just a tiny little bit. Maybe take her up to 1,000 or so. Showed all the gauges working, lighting up beautifully. All of the interior trim lights come on. It's really a complete car. So everything is accounted for and present. All of the original markings on the e-brake release, e-brake pedal, the brake trim surround, So you already saw the gas pedal. You can adjust the red line if you want to be even more conservative than our $4,000. And everything butter smooth, which we'll display on the test drive with the trans shifts beautifully. So we do have an auxiliary switch that has been installed for the convertible top. That would normally be here in the accessory location. Same with the antenna, which we saw we have a manual antenna, and then this courtesy light switch. Owner did procure a complete panel assembly, which I've shown in pictures, and that will be included with the car. Original radio will be included with the car, as I mentioned. So it's again, it's a complete package, but everything on the car is absolutely butter smooth. There's the quarter window. Here is our big window. So driver's side, passenger side is just as smooth, if not smoother. So inside, outside, everything just works perfectly. So I'm gonna go ahead and come off the gas, and you can tell she's already much smoother. She just started to warm up. Beautiful V8 rumble. So we will go ahead and let her warm up some more, and then we will take her out on the road.